Alright, hey guys, what's up? It's Jake Dalton here. I did a Q&A on Twitter, so I asked you guys to send me your questions on Twitter, so I'm going to answer them here for you guys. And thanks again for doing that. I appreciate it. I'm excited to answer these for you guys. This is my first Q&A on YouTube, but this is why I do it. I want to do it for more information for you guys, more knowledge for the gymnasts or people looking to get, in shape, or just literally just to give any knowledge that I can to anybody who's willing to receive it. And this last week in Las Vegas, I had multiple people come up to me and thank me for doing the YouTube page. So that was, motivating for me. It was awesome for me to hear that from you guys and get the feedback from those who do like it and who do take this knowledge and put it to use every day. So, that's exactly why I do it. And, it means a lot to me for you guys to come up and say that to me, so thank you very much, and I hope you guys continue to enjoy it and continue to watch it. So, alright, so I'll start with Brandon Moore. What was your favorite moment from your time in London in 2012? My favorite moment was probably, I don't know, I think probably walking out onto the competition floor for the first time. I remember we were walking by this really cool sign, and I was super nervous. It was the Olympic Games, the biggest competition ever, that I've ever competed in, and the biggest stage. It was incredible. So to walk out there and see the Olympic rings everywhere, knowing that, I'm about to compete at the Olympic Games was, a dream come true, is something I've been dreaming about since I was a little kid. So being able to walk out there in the first time and just realizing everything was coming true, that was probably the coolest moment. From Megan Waltz, what is your most embarrassing moment in the gym? I'm trying to think. Let's see. I remember when I was a younger kid, I was at a gymnastics camp and I did 5 back double folds in a row on trampoline, and I was pretty young, so I thought that was really cool, and went to high five some of these college guys that I was at the college meet. And when I went to high five him, he just pants me. So, I was pretty embarrassed at that moment. Obviously it was funny for them, but it was embarrassing definitely for me. Jacob Fleming, how do you persevere in gymnastics? It's hard to have a bad meet and keep trying. That's a great question, just because, when you fail at something, it's not easy to continue and keep going. Even yesterday in my practice, I messed up on floor, my first event, and it was frustrating. I just didn't want to continue. You mess up and you're just like, your whole day is terrible. But, I was thinking about it, and obviously there's people that you can motivate by continuing to push yourself, and you're not going to get anywhere by just quitting. So, you got to look at it in that aspect, and I went on to doing my next 2 events. Well, I had 6 events yesterday, 5 events, but I went on to do the next 4 events, and they were great. I got a lot more accomplished. And so just because you have a bad day on one event, that doesn't mean your whole day is going to be bad. It doesn't mean, you should just stop doing it. You just have to kind of push through. And once you do push through that and you go to something else and you succeed on something else, it makes your day that much better, because you started down in the mud and you were able to pick yourself up. And that goes for anything in gymnastics, in life. You can't just toss in the towel and just give up. There's people you could be motivating. There's family you could be helping. There's a whole lot you could be doing that's going to be positive. So, and I'm still trying to learn that. I have a lot of days where things are negative, but you got to look at the bright side of things. And, it's not always easy to do. But if you can, maybe you will motivate somebody out there, and they can turn around and motivate you in the same aspect. So that was a great question. From Brendan Lowe, are you working any upgrades for trials? At this point in gymnastics, when you're getting ready for your Olympic trials, usually about 6 months to a year out, you want to be doing the same gymnastics, so you don't want to be adding too many things, because you want to have your routines under your belt and confident. And also there's a mind frame that you want to be in when you're going to do a routine. You don't want to be thinking about a new skill or something new. You want it to be on autopilot, where you raise your hand and you just dominate that routine every single time without any questions. So for me, I'm not going to be upgrading anything. I may be adding you know, one skill on a high bar just to get an extra element, which isn't going to be a new skill. It's just going to be a skill I've already done and adding that skill. So that would be the only thing I'd probably be adding. At this point, I just want to keep things as consistent and solid as possible. From at Ket Orodson. Sorry if I just butchered that. What's the best thing about being a gymnast? I think the best thing about being a gymnast is the athleticism that you get from training every single day, the way that we train. Obviously with the body weight movements that we do and the strength that we develop over years of training, it's just an awesome feeling to have that you have that much control over your body. And I think, you know, I was talking to GSP in Las Vegas, and he was calling us the best athletes in the world. For someone at that level to be calling us the best athletes is pretty incredible, and you know, it's humbling because he really looks at gymnastics as a sport that just builds athleticism for every sport, you know, and it builds strength, it builds power, speed, flexibility. You know, maybe the one thing it doesn't do is build the endurance for long distance, you know, say long distance running or cycling, things like that. But it really gets you into very, very good shape and allows you to control your body in almost any movement you want to. So it really allows you to understand the way your body works, and I think that's the best thing about being a gymnast. At SN Bond. Best advice for dads whose daughters score 9.7 on bars, 9.3 on floor and beam, but can't get above an 8 on vault. Hey, you know, there's always going to be that one event. For me, it's pommel horse. It's just the way my body's built. You know, my wrists hurt extremely bad on pommel horse. I don't have a lot of flexibility, and the way I'm built, it's hard to get my body to swing very smooth as compared to someone who's a little skinnier and a little taller who can use that momentum around the pommel horse. So, you know, there's always going to be that one event for some people, and I would just say, you know, go back to basics. Make sure your basics are built on a solid foundation. You know, you don't want to jump into high level vaulting if you're not quite ready. So make sure the basics are, you know, fine-tuned, and you know, they can do all their basics without hesitation, without questions. And even, you know, if you're not doing the highest difficult vault, do something that's clean and easy and that you can hit every single time and it'll be consistent. At least that way you're not just trying to chuck a vault. You may get hurt or you may fall and score really low. So that would be my advice. From Grant Bocom, I think. Sorry guys if I'm butchering your names. I'm a gymnast and I would like to know what kinds of food you would recommend before practice. I really enjoy having eggs for breakfast. Obviously, you guys know I'm a huge breakfast person, so eggs for me are awesome. The other thing is, I would say oatmeal. I love having oatmeal and mix it with some peanut butter. You know, it gives you some good carbs right before your workout and allows you to keep that energy through your workout. So I always have some oatmeal. All right. From at the only one MB, what was your surgery for, and do you have mental blocks holding you back from skills? My surgery was for a partially torn labrum in my shoulder, and I also had a cyst back there that was pinching a nerve, so they just went in and fixed all of that. And do I have mental blocks? Yeah, I mean, just because I haven't done certain skills in so long, you know, it's been 2-3 months that I've done some skills, so I'll have like these little mental blocks that are not necessarily stopping me from doing the skill, but putting second-guessing thoughts in my head. And like I said before, I just try and build my basics back up, but also I just really let my body do what it knows to do, because I know that my head is maybe a little bit crazy because I haven't done too much gymnastics lately, but my body knows exactly how to do these skills, and I really just try and let my body trust the skill. And I just try not to think about it too much and just let my body go, because I know my body knows exactly what to do. You know, that's my biggest thing right now. At mostly EM, what's your favorite Disney movie? This is very important. Oh man, my favorite Disney movie, that's a good question. I would probably say, I mean, mainly when I was younger, I don't know about right now, but when I was younger, I used to love Aladdin. That was one of I thought the coolest movies. You know, that might have something to do with gymnastics. You know, he's always swinging around on stuff out in the streets, so I thought that was awesome. That was probably my favorite one. How do you stay motivated for competing in Rio? By Ali Lowe. Motivated because, you know, that's my dream, to get to the Olympics, compete with my team, and have us all standing on the podium. That is my dream, that's my goal, and that's something I haven't achieved yet. So I would love to be on that team, love to get, you know, all of us on that podium, Team USA representing. So I, you know, just look at it as I'm going to do everything I can in the gym, everything I can outside the gym, prep, you know, as much as possible for getting there and competing well, you know, and listen to the way that my body, my mind reacts to everything, and make sure that I'm doing everything I can to get there. So I just look at what I want to achieve and make sure I do everything I can to achieve it. All right, at 4 Autumn 4. Personally, what do you find to be the hardest event? P.S. I love you so much. Thank you. My hardest event for me is pommel horse. You know, just the way, like I said, my wrists hurt really bad on pommel horse, my flexibility for pommel horse, you know, I've got shorter arms, so I can't swing as high as some other guys. So that's really an event I struggle on. I don't mind doing it. I really enjoy doing pommel horse, as long as it's not early in the morning where it hurts even worse. But, you know, doing the event, I actually like doing it. I'm just, you know, that's one of the events that I actually struggle with. So that's the hardest one for me. At DMCGov65, which protein powder do you think is building muscle and gaining strength? All right, guys, this is a question that a lot of people get, not only in the fitness world, but the sports world. There's not going to be a protein powder out there that can help you build muscle and gain strength more than food can. That I cannot stress enough. I think you need to have as much food as you can over supplements. Yes, supplements can help, and they can, you know, be there to supplement food sometimes when you need them to. I have protein after a hard workout because I can't have food with me right away. We're at the gym for 4 or 5 hours, and I don't feel like taking my food to the gym and trying to put it in the freezer and then heating it back up. So for me, I use the Advocare Muscle Gain. It's a protein powder, but that will not be better than getting, you know, chicken and steak and fish and eggs, anything like that. So that I can't stress to you guys enough to, you know, just focus on healthy, good foods more than supplements. You know, you can supplement the supplements in when you need to, when you're missing food, when you're traveling, things like that. It's a little bit easier just to have a powder in rather than food, but just don't look at protein powder being better for you than food, guys. I can't stress enough. All right, at Travis Peter Vlog. If you had any other Olympic sport than other than gymnastics, which would you do? It's a good question. I think snowboarding would be awesome. Snowboarding or skiing, I think, is really cool. I'm terrible at snowboarding. I've only gone like 3 times, never skied on snow. But I think, you know, the skills that they do, the way that it looks, you know, the X Games, all of that kind of stuff, I love it. And the fact that they're in the Olympics, that's really, really cool too. So I think that'd be a really fun sport to do. At Eric Test, what is your spiritual animal? Do you have a favorite charity? And what's your favorite vacation? All right, so there's a lot of questions in there. My spiritual animal, I have no idea. I've always liked monkeys or lions. I know those are kind of 2 different ones, but I love both of those. A favorite charity, you know, anything charity is awesome. I don't really have a favorite charity. I do love supporting veterans. You know, if there's anything that you could do to support those who defend this country, I think is really important. So, what's my favorite vacation? Mine was Los Cabos with my wife on our honeymoon. That was my absolute favorite one. All right, at Cynthia Luann09. If you weren't a gymnast, what career path would you have chosen? Well, I was actually a baseball player when I was younger. That was my main sport, and then my baseball coach told me to do gymnastics to help with my pitching arm, so kind of dipped out on baseball after that, but, you know, maybe that would have been a cool career path. And then last one, guys, by Sherman Glam. How do you keep your body so well? You know, it's not only just gymnastics, but it's what you put in your body when you're outside of gymnastics. It's recovering well. You know, all of that factors into having a healthy body. So what you're eating, getting enough sleep, you know, recovering, and just being positive. All those add into a healthy body, a healthy mind, and all of that. So, you know, obviously I think gymnastics it's hard on your body physically, but it's great to keep you in great shape. It allows you to have great athleticism, but also, you know, having a healthy diet is going to keep you a lot healthier than, you know, if you were eating bad and still doing gymnastics. That's my 2 cents. So that's everything, guys. Thank you very much for tweeting me. Make sure if you guys have more questions, always tweet me. Use the hashtag AskJake. And, you know, I had a blast doing this. I love answering questions for you guys. Again, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you guys subscribe and stay tuned. Thanks, guys.